All right, y'all. Here we go. Back again. And so here we are. So a lot of y'all saying, man, oh man, there ain't nothing we can do about the communitah, right? And we don't let white people start calling the community the communitah, and some of our people are now we doing it. We saying the communitah. We laughing at it. We think it's funny. But see, white people can do that. Well, those of them that don't live in the black community, they can do that because they don't live in the black community. Some of y'all live in the black community and y'all doing this, man. It's stupid. It's stupid. But what the question is, what are we doing about the communitah? Oh, there's nothing to do about the communitah. See, we don't teach our young men responsibility, right? So when they get to a certain age, man, they can congregate around the fact that they don't have no responsibility toward the black community, right? Okay, that's how they think, man, but we can't force them to have responsibility, but some of us do. Some of us was just built different, cut different, and we feel like, man, we owe. I know I do. I owe because I was a clown for so many years. I know, and some real strong black men helped me get up out of being a clown. So I owe. I know I owe. I got a debt to pay. We all got a debt to pay. We here, right? People took bricks in the face, dog bites, bullets for us to be able to do what we doing. Okay, we owe. You owe. You black, you owe. I don't owe nobody nothing, Clarence. I don't owe nobody nothing. Okay. Okay. If you feel that way, then you feel that way. But the rest of us, we owe. We understand that we owe. We got a responsibility to this community, right? As crazy as it is, we got a responsibility to this community, man. Try to make it better. Our young men are out here they're off the hook, man. They're off the hook. You know, black men complain about single motherhood, yet you are the person impregnating these single mothers. You're making them single mothers. I don't understand that. Like, you are the catalyst for the single motherhood. Oh, these single mothers are the reason why the community is so bad. No, the single mothers is not the reason why the community is so bad. Take that back. What? Single mothers are not the reason why the community, the disinvolvement of the fathers, whether they live there or not, that's what's making the community bad. The positive engagement of the fathers, the missing positive engagement of the fathers, that's why these communities are the way they are. That's why our young men are the way they are. That's why. And so until we get these young men to have a different head, the young women, why should they change? Why should they change? If they know they're going to get attention from you by always, instead of being let her beauty from the inside go out, she don't have to have no beauty on the inside, because you don't want that. All our young men want is somebody who's open to random sex, right? They want somebody that's open to random, things of sex, and they don't really want a person with a good heart. They don't really want a person that's on their way to be something in life. They just want somebody who's open to having random sex with them, right? So why should these women change? Why should the young ladies change? If that's what's gonna get them attention, then they're gonna adapt to the situation, right? So we got to change these young men. Now I'm gonna show you a video real quick, man, of how our young men get caught up over stupid shit, right? All right, let's play it.
capital murder have turned themselves in to police. The 17 and 18-year-old are accused of shooting a store clerk in Humble after investigators say the pair stole a bag of chips. KPRC2 was there as the teens walked into Houston Police headquarters this evening. Community activist Quano X says the teens reached out to him about coming forward.
How were they feeling, right before they walked in here?
Extremely nervous, sad. All of this started over a bag of chips, and no human life is worth losing over a bag of chips.
KPRC2's Corley Peel was there as the teens made their way to HPD. She joined us live from there with what the teens are saying about this shooting. Corley?
The teens didn't speak as they walked inside here to surrender tonight, but Quano X says the teens are claiming self-defense. These two teens were tight-lipped, walking behind Quanell X and Dr. Candace Matthews. As they made their way into HPD, one teen looked right into our camera before turning themselves in. They're accused of shooting and killing an Humble store clerk over a stolen bag of chips. Do they feel remorse?
These young men are scared. They're worried. They definitely want their side of the story to be told.
Police released this surveillance video from Friday showing two suspects in hoodies walking into the Sunoco. The employee follows right behind them. One of the suspects appears to put a bag of chips in his pants. The 42-year-old employee confronts them as they leave a store. The conversation was captured on video outside. It's the last video before police say the employee followed the suspects in his car. Police say he spotted the suspects walking near Will Clayton Parkway. As he approached them in his car, police say the teens opened fire, striking the employee and his car. Quanell X says the teens have a different story.
They did say to me that they believed that it was self-defense because there was multiple guns involved and it wasn't just them.
So they believe that the store clerk had a gun?
Yes. They believe the store clerk had a gun and that he pulled his gun first. Now, whether that's the truth or not, we don't know, but what we do know, it all should be on video.
Okay, y'all. How many more silly scenarios do we got to let our young men get involved with? Somebody got killed over a bag of chips. Now, the mistake that the man made, chasing that. You don't chase down young men today for chips. There was a time, man, when we were coming up, somebody saw you steal something. They came out the store. They said, "Hey, bring that back." You brought it back, right? You brought it back, and they, you took a scolding and then you left, right? You took that L. See, but these young men don't know how to take L's today. They just don't. They do their own thing, man. And now they out here, man. That's what the mistake that the clerk made, following him in his car over some chips. That was really stupid, right? Over some chips, he followed them out of the car. But see, that was on his that was an ego thing on his part. The mistake that the young men made, they opened fire on the guy over some chips. They opened fire. They opened fire and killed this man over some chips. This thing got all blown out of proportion. But why? Our young men don't know how to do critical thinking. They just don't know how to critically think. So they think with their emotion. What's left? Their emotions. They can't think logically and say, man, if I pull this trigger, this man dies, I'm going to do about 10 or 15 years in prison at least. I'm going to probably be, as young as I am and as skinny as I am, I'm probably going to be, sooner or later, let me just say it. Sooner or later, I'm going to be on the business end of somebody's penis, right? As my father used to say. As young as you are and as skinny as you are, you're going to eventually end up at the business end of somebody's penis, right? In prison. I don't think any of our young men grow up and they say, one day I want to be on the business end of a penis. I don't think so. But that's where these two guys are going. They're headed to, right? And there's some people out there that's so cold, man. The tougher you act, the better. They like it like that. Because, you know, if these dudes are murderers, they're going to put them out there with other murderers, right? They're going to put them out there with other murderers. Can you dig that? This is not what we want for any of our young men. We obviously wish that this never would have happened. Nobody would have lost their life. But a lot of mistakes was made. A lot of mistakes. Even the grown 42-year-old man made mistakes. But why are our men making these mistakes, man? Because they just don't know. They don't know how to critically think, man. They got to have somebody come in and teach them. Well, Clarence, they should know that already. How they gonna know if they? That's like me saying, hey, you know what? This woman, I can smell her vagina, right? I'm in the store. How many of you have had that? When you've been in the store, I used to work at Foot Locker, man. I know. I mean, we used to have to put shoes on women. We used to be right there. We'd smell the whole thing, right? But that's like me saying, she should know how to keep that clean. She should, but how she gonna know if nobody taught her, right? That's the same situation with young men. They don't know how to critically think. So all they know is being emotional. What? Boom, 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 boom. Right? They get mad. They want to go instantly to the nuclear option. Right? Because why? Why do they go straight to the nuclear option? Because their ego is on the line. Their rep is on the line, right? And you can't have no losses. Everybody wants to be undefeated. I can't have no L's. What's wrong with taking it? Man, in the 80s, we took L's. Man, you took L's. Had to take L, had to learn how to learn from that L and move on and do better. Get your game better. These young dudes don't want to do nothing, man. They want everybody to, what do you call that? I want to say, shift to them. I'm gonna do wrong, and you gotta figure out how you gonna work around the wrong that I'm doing, as opposed to, you had to figure out a way to do your wrong around the right that was going on. But nowadays, man, these young men, they say, hey, you got to figure out how you going to do right around my wrong, right? Matter of fact, we don't want you to do no right. You just submit to the wrong we going to do. It's a terrible shame, man. And we can go story after story after story after story, which is what I'm going to do. It's Black History Month. I'm going to hit you hard, hard, hard. Why? Because a lot of y'all out here say that's a shame. Ain't nobody doing nothing about it. Here I am. I have not only me, but me and my team, we have the Urban Warrior Academy Incorporated, a 503c nonprofit organization designed to teach young men about jobs and careers, having events to do jobs and careers, events to do street survival events, where we teach them how to survive in the streets. We're going to teach them martial arts, Clarence. We're going to not only teach them martial arts, that's a portion of street survival. The greatest thing you need to learn in street survival is critical thinking. When does the situation call for a nuclear option? Because I would say 90% of the issues out there that our young men use a nuclear option it doesn't measure up to using a nuclear option. Well, because they don't know how to critically think, they don't know how to think about outside of the mind frame that the society has given the black community, and then the black community has its own culture of dysfunction that our young men are not able to get out of or think outside of. So they think they think in the construct that they've been given that you can't take no L's under no circumstances. If this man got to die so that I don't take no L over these chips, then he got to die. Crazy. But we have a program called the Men's Pack, the Emergency Pack, or Emergency Manhood Pack, that we can teach to these young men, to teach them critical thinking, other critical issues, how to, job trainings, all of this stuff we can teach. But if we had a facility. Now, why are you saying this, Clarence? Because I used to work with nonprofits in the LA area. I used to work with them, man. But then, they're all people. They're all people, right? So they would have personal issues. And then so it would disrupt the program that we had, or the plans that we had. It would disrupt those plans. And I just said, man, you know what? I got tired of that happening. I got tired of that happening, where our plans were always disrupted because of this situation. So I said, I'm gonna start my own nonprofit. So we started our own nonprofit here, right? Now we got a nonprofit organization, but we have a facility that we want to secure. And to secure that facility and to set it up properly, we need money. We need money. We need 250 G's. We need 250 racks, right? Let me take that back. We don't need 250 racks. We need 249 and some change racks, because I had a big donation from one of my subscribers, Sim Simma. Shout out to Sim Simma. Sim Simma gave a massive donation yesterday. So we almost there. We almost there. But those of y'all that saying, hey man, ain't nobody doing nothing. Ain't nobody trying to teach these young men nothing. Ain't nobody trying to do nothing for them, right? Ain't nobody trying to do nothing, right? That's what y'all say. But here I am. I'm trying to do it. I got a program. We teach them about getting jobs. We teach them about mutual respect. We teach them about self-respect. We teach them about a lot of these different things, man. A lot of our men, they don't even know how to treat a woman that came into their life that were trying to do them right. They don't even know they don't even know this stuff, man, relationships. They don't even know any of this. They're getting their information from the barbershop and the corners, right? Off the corners. They don't know nothing about nothing productive. They know how to do everything unproductive, everything dysfunctional. They don't know how to do things in a functional way, in a thing where you can get a constructive result. Plans, they should know that already. They should just know. How? How would they know if nobody ever taught them? A lot of our young men come up in the foster care system. A lot of our young men came up in they in halfway houses. They came up in in the youth authority. How would these dudes know, man? But they don't have a star on their head or mark on their head that show, oh, he came up in youth authority. Oh, he came up in no, they don't have it outside look on their face. You got to get to talk to them, and then you will see. You watch how they move, and then you'll see, there's some discrepancies in what should be going on. But a lot of our young men out here running around. A lot of our young men out here, undiagnosed mental illness. Undiagnosed mental illness. They haven't even been evaluated by a mental, and we don't do that yet at Urban Warrior Academy. But we could definitely point them to some, if we determine that this may be an issue, the mental illness, we can point them to some resources. Some of our young men out here, man, they don't even realize that they have these issues. And if they don't think God can help them, then at least let some of these people that profess to have these degrees help them. Try at least, right? But anyway, you guys will see in the description box below, I put in there the GoFundMe. We're trying to raise $250,000 real soon, as soon as possible, so we can secure the lease, so that we can buy all the equipment, man. We got to make custom make almost everything. We got to go in and renovate the place. But it's in good condition, but we got to make some renovations for our needs, right? It's got classrooms. Go to the GoFundMe. There's a video there that explains the whole thing. And I put a price list of everything on there that we need to buy, where the money's going to go. I am not Umar. No disrespect to Umar, but I'm not going to be asking you for money and not showing you what's going to happen, not telling you, hey, this is where this money's going to go, right? It's got everything broken down as far as the first year of what we're going to do with this money, right? I don't need no new car. I'm driving my same old Nissan I've been driving for 7 years. It's almost paid off. I need to keep on driving that car. Or if I do decide to get a new car, it'll probably be another Nissan, another 4-cylinder car, right? I am not into luxury. I'm not into luxury. My luxury is that God loves me. That's my luxury. That's my steak that I get to eat every day. That God, I know God loves me. And he wants to help me do right if I want to do right. So I'm under his protection. And you only going to do what you can do to me by his permission. And I'm like Isaac. If that's what God wants, to push his program for you to be able to harm me, then let's go, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. But you got to ask yourself, what if God don't want me to get harmed and you trying to harm me? What's going to happen to you? What's going to happen to your family? What's going to happen to your children? But that's a whole nother question. But, God is sufficient for me. So I want things. Yes, I want to do things. Don't get me wrong, man. But I don't want that more than I want this. I want this. And everything else that I want, I have a job. I'm working on a job just like you. I'm working on a job just like you. So I keep my expenses really low so that I never be in a position like a lot of people are in a position where they come up with something and then because they're in such financial straits, the devil could come to them and say, I'll give you the money. I'll give you the money, Clarence, because I know you behind on this mortgage that you got. I know you behind on this car note. I'll give you the money. I know your family is, you going from day to day trying to figure out how you gonna eat. I'll give you the money, Clarence. But I'm gonna tell you, no, we ain't. I got a job. I pay my own bills. I take care of my family, right? This is outside of that. This is something that needs to be taken care of on its own. But my family is well. We got 2 little rinky-dink cars. We're good. Me and my wife got 2 little rinky-dink cars. But hey, it get us where we're supposed to go. They're in good condition. Everything is everything, right? We about to pay them off. Everything is everything. I keep my expenses really low. Because guess what? Somebody may come to me and say, Clarence, hey, look, what if the Ku Klux Klan came to me, right? See, y'all don't want to give me the money, but the Klan came to me and said, hey, Clarence, we'll give you this money, right? We'll give you this money, Clarence, but you got to change your program. I'll say, nope, I'll do just like Elijah Muhammad. I'll take your money, but I'm still pushing my program. So if you want to give me the money, cool. But I'm pushing my program. Because y'all going to say, Clarence, you shouldn't take that money. You shouldn't take that money. Really? What? Are y'all going to give it to me? Are y'all going to give me this money? So I can try to help our young men, man, and show them, man, that there's a way. They don't have to be savages, man. Our young men, most of them, they don't even know how to hold a fork, right? They don't know how to hold a fork. They don't know how to sit at the table and pass food to the next person, or they don't have no table manners. They don't know where to put the napkin. They don't know how to have a conversation at the table. See, the dinner table in the black community was the place where the father could debrief everybody on their day. What happened, right? Like I said before, you better not say nothing stupid, right? You had to be able to that taught you how to be able to speak for yourself. You had to make logical sentences. Because if you said something stupid, that was it. You was going to spoil dinner because he was going to be all over you for that, right? So you had to learn how to but we don't have nobody that holds us. The dinner table in the black community back in the 80s and the 70s and 60s and 40s or whatever, that was the table of accountability. That was the place of accountability where you had to be accountable for your day. You had to be accountable. You had to show what positive thing, what constructive things you was doing. Now, man, no father, no table. Most of these kids, they eat in their own room. They eat sitting up under a computer, right? We're just being real. How are you going to know if you don't connect to the father? You're already connected to the mother, but how you gonna know the father is the one that gives you the staff, right? The father brings the staff. But if the father ain't there to bring the staff, then the child don't grow up learning that there's consequences for what they do. Because the mama gonna hug them anyway. You see these women, man, they hug them. They hug the kid going to jail. The kid is on their way to prison for life. And the mama's hugging them for killing somebody. And the mom said, baby, it's okay. Right? But the father will be like, son, you effed up. And now you got to deal with it. I love you, son, but now you got to deal with the situation you in. So you got to adapt to that situation. Who's teaching young black men? Not a lot of people. There are some people out there doing it. I'm not going to say there's nobody out there doing it, but who's out there doing it? Really? Really? Who is out there doing it? Most of our young men, man, they're getting taught in the prison system or in jail, or they're getting taught in the barber shop. They're getting bad information from there. Or they're getting bad information online, or they get bad information, just following suckers online, or they get bad information from the bars and clubs and nightclubs. They get bad information. Everywhere they turn is bad information. Let's start creating a new teaching platform. Urban Warrior Academy, we trying to teach these young men, hey, they warriors. Clarence, they ain't no war. They are in a war. They're in a war. They're in a spiritual war. They're in a mental war. They're in a war for their mentality, right? They're in a spiritual war. They're for their spirit. They're in a war for their soul, right? But they don't see it because ain't nobody wearing no uniform in particular to do it. It's a conglomeration of not only the dominant white society, but the black society as well, pushing in on them, telling them that you ain't nothing unless you got a pocket full of money, girls hanging out your car, you got a big diamond necklace and all this jewelry, all this other stuff, so that other Negroes can look at you and say, ooh. They're being taught that the jealousy and envy of other people is what they should be striving for. And so to do that, they need to rack up a bunch of money and have a bunch of clothes to show it off, and then have a bunch of women to show that off, and have a big fancy house and a big fancy car. That's what they want to do. Hey, y'all, look, man, that all sounds good and all of that, but the reality of reality is, who's going to teach young black men how to be better men? Who is going to do it? There's some people out there doing it. Shout out to them. But it's not enough, man. Like they say, the harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. Who's going to go out there? Okay, you don't want to go out there to Compton, right? You don't want to go out there to Compton and teach these young men? I'll go. Help me go. You don't want to go down here to Watts, right? You don't want to go down there to Watts and teach? I'll go. I'll put a program together for them. You don't want to go to Long Beach? You don't want to go to Hawthorne? You don't want to go to Inglewood? You don't want to go to Linwood? LA proper? I'll go. I'll go out there. I have a program or I have a facility that I can bring them into this facility and teach the ones that want to be taught. I'm not trying to teach the ones that don't want to be taught. They got their mind made up. No. We can teach the ones that want to be taught, and the younger the better, right? I would say younger. When I say younger, probably we talking about 15 and up. I really don't want to mess with somebody under the age of 12. That's for another type of training. This is manhood training, and so we don't really want to mess with really young men as far as bringing them into a facility. If we can influence them, that's fine. But I mean, as far as the type of men I want to bring into the facility are about 14, 15 and up, where those men are at a crossroads. Those young men are at a crossroads, 15, 16. They're at a crossroads. They have to decide what kind of person they're going to be and see if they're going to stick to it. They act one way in front of their mama, and then they act another way in the street. Those young men are at a crossroads. They're trying to decide, okay, I got to be one person. There's too much work being two people. So they're going to have to decide, and they usually decide on what gives them the most benefits, and street life usually gives them the most benefits because they condone their dysfunction. Do other dudes in the street who are experiencing similar dysfunction condone their dysfunction by allowing them to do it and not saying nothing to them about it, and giving them any responsibility to fix it, right? Right? The supreme wisdom, one of the questions was, why does my uncle love the devil? Why does my uncle love the devil? And the answer comes back, because the devil gives my uncle no responsibility. He gives him nothing. He gives him nothing because the devil gives him nothing. Why? He don't give him no responsibility. It's easy to be friends with people that don't hold you accountable. They don't hold you accountable. They don't give you no responsibility. They don't say, hey, wait a minute, you shouldn't have operated that way. You should have did this. You don't want to be friends with people like that. You want to be friends with people when you do something real effed up, they're going to say, yeah, man, you was right for doing it that way. She deserved to get hit she deserved that, man. Right? Man, why pay your child support? Your kids, man, if she can't do nothing for them kids of yours, man, they deserve whatever she going to do to them. You don't need to get involved. You right for not getting involved. Right? Family, I'm telling you, man, we have a program and a product that we can help our young men. We can help the ones that want help. We can help them. We can actually make a difference, and you can make a difference with me. I need your help. I'm trying to raise $250,000 or $249 and some change. Right? Thank you. Shout out to Simma. Gave us a huge donation. So now we only need $249 and some change. Right? $249,000 and some change, right? But hey, it's a start. It's a start. Don't say nobody ain't out here doing nothing, because there are some of us out here trying to do something. But because we just we are under remote control, dysfunction, and hatred of each other, we ain't going to help each other to do it. Now, some of us will, right? Okay, let me talk to y'all. Okay, some of y'all gave money to Dr. Umar, right? But nothing, and no disrespect to Dr. Umar, but you haven't seen too much come of that, right? Okay, why not try me? Try something different. Dr. Umar said he wanted to build a school for kids. Okay. He got the buildings allegedly, so, but ain't much else happening with that, right? Okay. Well, why you guys in the midst of trying to figure out what's going on with Dr. Umar? I need money, man. I need money to do this, man. I showed you the plan. If you go down in the description, you go to our GoFundMe page, it explains everything, man. I even give you pictures of the building. I show you everything that we trying to secure. We trying to secure this lease. We trying to secure everything. I even give you a cost breakdown of everything. Clarence, what you need, $250? That's a lot of money, Clarence. Yeah, but ain't none of that money going to me. Very few, little bit, just a management fee. But most of that money is going to go for equipment and renovations. That's where most of that money is going. You know how much it costs for Olympic weight set? You know how much it costs for Olympic size mat that can work on concrete and get it on concrete? You know how much it's going to cost for the punching bags? You know how much it's going to cost for all of the weights? You know how much it's going to cost for the weight racks? How much it's going to cost for also martial arts equipment? That stuff is expensive. Do you know how much it's going to cost for the teaching equipment? Right? The teaching materials. Right? That technology, that's going to all the cameras, all of this stuff is going to cost money. All this stuff is going to cost money. So I'm not going to be, I'm not living in a fantasy land where, oh, well, it's just, you just, see, we got to stop nigger rigging stuff. We got to be honest with the people and tell them up front, this how much this stuff costs. If you don't believe me, I got a list of everything out there. Go out there and you check the list. You check the prices for this stuff. You check the prices for how much it's going to cost to do all of this stuff. And you come back and tell me, oh, you can do it, Clarence, for you. You don't need that much money. You come back and tell me I don't need that much money. The renovations alone going to be at least 20, 30 grand. Come on. We got to make this space, set this thing up so that our young men can have a facility that they can teach. And not only I can teach, but I can bring other people in to teach that have good information. We can get this thing rolling. But I went to other organizations. They don't want to help me. They told me, nah, Clarence, we got our own people that do this stuff. I went to LA Probation. I went to other black men organizations in Los Angeles and Long Beach. They told me, hey, Clarence, we don't need that. We got our own thing. If your own thing was working, do you have any results that you can throw out? Yes, we got young men that we sent to college. Yes, we got young men that we did this, we did that. Okay, cool. What about these regular brothers, man, that just, maybe they don't want to go to college, but they just need the information. Oh, well, no, we handpick our people, Clarence. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. What can I say? So, family, I'm asking you for help. I'm asking you. These, people say, oh, that's nice, Clarence. That's a good idea, but, that'll never work. How do you know? We haven't even tried it. We haven't even tried it. I remember one time I needed something done at my house. And I have a neighbor that does work like that, right? And so I asked my wife was friends with his granddaughter, and I said, okay. I said, hey, can you go down and ask so-and-so to send the grandfather up here because I want to do some work over here. And my wife instantly said, oh, no, he don't do that kind of work. He don't do that. I said, how do you know? Oh, I just know he don't do that. I said, how do you know? We haven't even asked the man. He might not do it, but we haven't even asked the man. All right, I'll go ask him. I said, okay. Fortunately for me, I was leaving the house. The next day I was leaving the house. The man was right there visiting with his family, right? I said, hey, I'm going to go over here myself and talk to the man, right? Because I've been asking my wife for like 3 days. She's like, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I said, what's to see? Go ask the man. She said, okay. But she never went, right? But of course, at the last minute, she said, "Okay, I'll go, Clarence. I'll go." I don't know what it was. Maybe she got an issue with her and the granddaughter are real cool. She's always talking to her. So I'm like, hey, just going over there, call her, whatever, right? Anyway, but how do you know? How do you know unless you ask? So I'm asking. I need your help, family. I need your help. I want to open the doors in June. I want to secure the lease. I want to do the renovations. I want to build that big humongous mat. I want to make a huge classroom where we could have maybe at least 100 young men in there at one time teaching. I want to have the screens. I want to have everything in there that we can use to teach our young men. Will you help me? Will you help me? Go to the GoFundMe. I got a list of all the costs, everything it gonna cost. Why you got to talk about $250,000, Clarence? Go down there and check out and look at the price list of everything that costs. If you can find everything cheaper, then tell me. And I'll rearrange the price. I'll rearrange our financial goal. But hell, if you want to be honest, I'm not even asking for as much money as I really should ask for. But I'm asking for the bare essentials. What point is it for me to secure a lease and have an empty building there? That's just wasting money. Well, Clarence, you don't need this, you don't need that. And then I'm not nigger rigging. I don't nigger rig. I know some of y'all say, well, Clarence, you too big to nigger rig. I said, I'm not too big to nigger rig as long as we doing it right. This is what we need. This is the vision I have for making this happen. I'm a martial arts instructor. I've taught martial arts for many years. I know what we need on the martial arts end and the workout end. I know what we need on that end. And I also taught for the city of Los Angeles. I taught new employees for 7 years or more. I know what we need on this end. I know what we need on both ends. So I'm very qualified in knowing what I'm talking about as far as all of this stuff. I'm not just no really just coming up with a good idea. I know what I'm talking about. I check the prices on all of this equipment. I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, go down into the description, y'all. Go down into the description. Help me. Help these young men, man. Let's get it together. It's Black History Month. I want to raise this money so that we can secure the lease. We can at least secure the lease by the end of this month. And I'm going to be hitting you with more videos and videos and videos and videos and videos. I'm going to hit you with trying to educate you on the fact that we have a program. It's called the Urban Warrior Academy Incorporated. It's a 503 nonprofit organization. We want to secure this location, and we want to modify it to our needs, to the needs of the community, right? And so we need to have a place for them to be able to. Young men need to see strength. They need to be able to work off some of that aggression. We got mats. We got stuff there. We got equipment there that they can use to box, to train. Well, we don't have it, but I'm speaking it into existence. But we want to purchase all this stuff so that they can work out there. They can go there. They can work out. They can learn. They can spend time with men. They can spend time with men like myself that they can see that it's okay to care for other people. It's okay. But at the same time, you should be an assailant's worst nightmare, right? You learn street survival, job creation, entrepreneurship, job and career information. We're going to teach them a lot of different stuff, man. We're going to have events there, job and career event, street survival events. We want to have a lot of different events, man. A lot of events on how to manage their money, how to do, man, just a lot of different stuff there. Relationships, how to handle certain situations. I mean, just stuff that they just don't know. They're not picking up. It used to be on TV, you would see some of this stuff. But where are they learning this stuff? Love and hip hop? This is how they learning how to handle relationships? Come on. Family, come on. Come on, let's do better. Let's try something else. We got some guys out here, some people out here that are trying to train young men. Cool. Let's slip Bro C and his team in the mix. Let's slip Bro C and his team in the mix. I got a good team I'm working with, a good group of people that I'm working with, and we can get a lot of this stuff done, man. If if you just help us with some of the financial costs, we will document and show you what we spending it on and how we spending it. I have nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide about nothing. I don't need anything. My home is paid for. My home is paid for. I got the grant deed on my home. It's paid for. I don't owe nobody nothing except for my little cars out here I got. That's it. That's it. So I'm not in financial straits where I get a bunch of money and I could be like, oh wow, I'm gonna go run and buy me a house. I'm gonna go run and buy me a car. For what? I got a good car out here that I've been using for 7 years. It's working fine. I'm about to pay it off. It's got 90,000 miles on it, but it runs like a car that got 30 on it. It's fine. Just keep oil in it. My wife's car, a lot newer, because, who's going to get the new car in the house? You or your wife, right? I'd rather myself be in a car that I'll be on the side of the road and I'm calling AAA than her, right? So that's just the way it goes. That's one of them things they don't tell you fellas. That's just the way it is, right? I could tell you some other secrets about women and how to maintain things and get things done, but you got to come and see us. Got to come see it. Got to come to the facility, man, so you get taught how to win. All right, y'all, go into the GoFundMe. Go into the description box and go see the GoFundMe that we have. And go click on that GoFundMe. It'll tell the whole story. You'll see the whole story, man, of what we're trying to do. You'll see pictures and video of the facility that we're trying to have, and you'll see some of the renovations that we want to do, and you'll just see everything. You see the price list, how much it costs. You might even, I think I even over there have some of my personal, qualifications. I mean, what qualifies me? What qualifies you, Clarence, to open up a situation like this or teach? I've been teaching. I've been teaching most of my career at the city. I've been teaching. I've been a teacher a lot of that time. Unofficially and officially. I would take dudes under my wing, right? Some listen, some don't, whatever. But it's the thing, it's on them, what's in their spirit at the time. But they always, anybody I've ever talked to that didn't listen to me, always regretted it later. They always regretted it later because things got even more complicated for them. But hey, man, that's the way life is, man. At some point, we got to decide what we want. All right, go to the description. Go check out the GoFundMe page. We need your help. We need your help. It's Black History Month. Help us. Help us. Help us at least raise the money to secure the lease on this thing. And I'm talking about the annual lease. I want to pay the lease off. That means that's 50 grand right there. That's 50 grand that we need to raise to just pay the lease. I want to pay it up front. I don't want to have to worry about month to month to month. I want it annually paid up front. Right? Anyway, that's where we at right now. Go to the GoFundMe page. Go check it out, man. It's in the description box. I need your help. Please don't, $5, $10, whatever you got, right? The bigger the better. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate it. But I have to figure out something we can do for the bigger donors. But right now, hey, man, we'll take whatever. We'll take whatever. People don't understand, man, that, the time is a wasting on this thing with the black community, man. Time is a wasting. Our young men we need to get our young men back in order. All right, go down there, check out the GoFundMe and check that out. And please donate something. And if you can't donate, I understand. Sometimes we get in financial situations and it's tough. And donating is not an option. Okay, cool. But sharing, that's always an option, man. That's free. You can share on your Facebook, share on Instagram, share on whatever, right? That's what I need to do. I need to start an Instagram so that we can at least share that too. All right, y'all. Maybe I'll do that this week. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate all of y'all involvement. And please, if you can donate or share, please do one or the other or both. I appreciate y'all. Peace.